Hello and welcome to the 2021 Serve Indiana Awards for Excellence. The Serve Indiana team is so excited to celebrate you with you this afternoon and to honor our very special nominees and winners. I'm Kim Woods, the Serve Indiana Communications and Trainings Manager. The purpose of the Serve Indiana Awards is to honor the outstanding Hoosiers who have answered the call to service and volunteerism in their communities so passionately. Our goal is to recognize the extraordinary volunteer service efforts, and we truly have some amazing winners that deserve to be honored. We also have a few very special surprises to share with you in today's program as well. So let's get started. It is my extreme pleasure to introduce to you our Master of Ceremonies, the Serve Indiana Executive Director, Mr. Mark McAlevey.
Thank you so much, Kim. It is such an honor to be with everyone today at our first ever virtual Serve Indiana Awards for Excellence. It has been quite a year or two since we've had our last Serve Indiana Awards for Excellence in person, and we are just really thrilled to have everyone together in this virtual space to talk about the amazing works of Hoosiers across the state who are doing just incredible service to support their neighbors, their communities, and increase the quality of life for everyone every day through the power of volunteerism and service. What a year it has been. This past, well, it's been over a year, almost 2 years since we connected together to celebrate each other and the work that we're doing and service that we're doing in communities. I am happy to report that last year, Serve Indiana engaged over 5,000 members, AmeriCorps members across the state through not only the programs that we support directly through AmeriCorps state and national funding, but also through the service of AmeriCorps seniors, AmeriCorps Vista, and the wonderful folks at AmeriCorps NCCC, that all those AmeriCorps members on the ground every day, over 5,000 members in Indiana, engaged over $20 million of federal resources that also helped enlist over $4 per dollar, so over $100 million, if you will, in community resources to support our communities, our neighbors, and the state of Indiana. In addition to that, we spent our $58 million of education awards that came through the service of AmeriCorps members. Those are dollars that AmeriCorps members can use to support their tuition, to support for higher education, to support paying off student debt, and to advance their careers, utilizing the power of national service to build career pipelines for AmeriCorps members in the state of Indiana. Now, we faced some really significant challenges as the Commission of Volunteerism and Service for the state of Indiana over the past 18 months. As you might imagine, and many of you can bear witness and testimony to as Hoosiers, that during this pandemic, the challenges weren't great. But I think what's most important was that the way that we rolled up our sleeves and engaged our own gifts and talents as humans to support and overcome those challenges was even greater. And that was a key theme that we were able to engage with and connect with as the Commission on Volunteerism and Service in Indiana. During this pandemic, we partnered with really wonderful servant leaders across the state to overcome some amazing challenges. Partnerships like with Selflessly and Adult and Child to ensure that over 200 volunteers were at vaccine clinics across central Indiana to make sure that Hoosiers were engaged in getting vaccines to grow the sort of community-based response to this terrible pandemic. We had also kind of smaller level but big impact service opportunities, like our wonderful AmeriCorps member in South Bend, Samantha, who during the challenge of being an AmeriCorps member during the pandemic went virtual, instead of providing in-person services to kids to help them learn to read and speak the English language, Samantha went online and read to kids every day on Facebook, and it was a live stream. So not only was she able to continue to support and nurture and grow the kids that she was involved with in South Bend as an AmeriCorps member of the Robinson Community Learning Center at the University of Notre Dame, but she was also able to connect with kids across the world. You know, she had kids that were reading with her every day when she got on her Facebook stream from places like Africa and Europe and across North America. These are folks, these are Hoosiers that are rolling up their sleeves to support our communities and our families and our kids. And just a big clap it up for them, right? For all of you all who rose to the occasion, who met these challenges and engaged your assets and gifts and talents to support each other during this really challenging time. I want to just kind of give you all what we have in store for today, right? So it is, for this Serve Indiana, we have some really great, the Serve Indiana Awards for Excellence, we have some really great components for you all today that will hopefully move and inspire you to rise to your summit and meet the challenges in your communities. We have an amazing keynote speaker who I'll introduce in just a moment with an address that I think you will really appreciate. We'll swear in hundreds of AmeriCorps members today during our time at this awards ceremony. And then we have just some wonderful awardees of the Awards for Excellence. These are, you know, folks from the individual level, folks who've committed their life to service, folks who have companies who have given back. You'll get it all today during our time here. I also wanted to take a moment to let you all know about something else that Serve Indiana is cooking up. We are pleased, after 4 years, to launch the 4 years of development and collaboration and listening to communities across the state, to launch the empathy sector. So it was about 4 years ago, I had a coffee meeting with our chair of our commission, Mark Utzler, talking about the transformative impact of service. And what we've known over the nearly 30 years of providing strategy and resources to support volunteerism and service in Indiana is that when people engage as volunteers in service to each other in our communities, we always hear this kind of transaction that happens, which is, you know, I served this particular person, or I volunteered with this particular community, and while they received something, I got just as much out of it as they did. And that's the kind of transaction that we know happens when folks serve the community. But beyond that, what we know is that there's a real transformative impact, and that the result of the transformation that happens when we serve each other and we serve our communities is we achieve and grow a sense of empathy with each other. And I would say that right now, in this moment in our history, in the United States of America, empathy is one of the most highly sought after values. It's something that we need more than anything else, I would suppose. And so we are really privileged to take that transformation and put some resources behind it to support the way that our employers engage their employees and communities to achieve empathy and support the strength of each other and the strength of our communities. So we're really excited to launch that initiative right now for perpetuity. You know, we know that when we increase empathy in our through volunteerism, that we engage our employees and communities in that way, that we increase retention of our employees. We know that we attract employees from other parts of the state and other parts of the country, and those things are really important right now in our workforce. We also know that when we engage our employees and our neighbors and communities with this framework that we're unveiling today, that it also promotes a real strong sense of equity, so that everyone is at the table, and not just everyone is at the table, but everyone is being utilized for their gifts and talents in just a really rich and meaningful way. Here to speak more, it is my privilege to introduce to you all Willie Brooks, our very own Director of Programs, to talk more about the empathy sector. Willie, come on up.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us today. I'm Willie Brooks, the Director of Programs for Serve Indiana, and I'm extremely excited to share with you all some additional information about our new initiative, the Empathy Sector. Like Mark mentioned, over the past 4 years, we've been developing tools that aim to connect employers, nonprofit, and community leaders with the assets needed to increase empathy throughout the great state of Indiana and in their local communities. By joining this group, members of the Empathy Sector will be invited to take our volunteer program assessment and gain access to our nearly completed volunteer program curriculum, both created in partnership with our friends at Leadership Indianapolis and Selflessly. From there, we'll provide technical assistance and close support as members of the Empathy Sector engage with the content and the lead up to our soon to be announced convening in the spring of 2022. At this event, we hope to connect employers, nonprofit, and community leaders to one another to harness each group's unique gifts and talents and leave with a commitment to improve communities all throughout the state by refocusing the way volunteer and community service is performed, and that's through a lens of empathy and mutual understanding. Participants at this convening will also have an opportunity to apply for volunteer and community service mini grants, which will provide funds to complete a service project in their local community. Now, I know that was a lot of information, and I'm sure many of you still have questions. We'll have more information available soon on our website, in.gov/Serve Indiana, about how to get involved and to become a part of the sector. Thank you for your time, and I'll hand it back over to Mark.
Thank you, Willie. What a treat. And just just to give you some more dimensions around the Empathy Sector, we want to hear from a couple of our partners who have been instrumental in helping us design and develop the tools to deliver to you all to support this work. First off, we have our dear friend and colleague, Rebecca Sutton from Leadership Indianapolis, who's going to speak about the power of the Empathy Sector.
Hi, my name is Rebecca Hutton, and I have the privilege of serving as President and CEO of Leadership Indianapolis, where we believe that community leadership is at its best and its strongest when it is multicultural, multi-generational, and collaborative. And that belief is one of the reasons why I'm so excited about Serve Indiana's work on the Empathy Sector. It is only by building on a foundation of empathy and equity that we will be able to bring our best selves to our workplaces, our community spaces, and our neighborhoods.
Okay, and next up we have another really esteemed leader and colleague and friend of this work, Josh Driver, the CEO and founder of Selflessly, to talk about another element or perspective of the power of the Empathy Sector.
Hello, I'm Joshua Driver, co-founder and CEO of Selflessly. We're a technology company that provides the tools for businesses of all sizes to be able to give back to causes and the communities that they care about. Philanthropy only gets us so far. What we do need more of is empathy in this world. That's why we are so excited to partner with the Empathy Sector to roll out curriculum and support services that increases empathy in the workplace. We know there's a ton of benefit to including philanthropy into business practices. But outside of volunteering and employee engagement, where's the heart come from? Where do we get the motivation to give back and give back in the right way? Since we're a platform that's looking to disrupt the philanthropy space and continue to drive innovation, it only makes sense for us to work with the Serve Indiana team and help increase the exposure around the state for the Empathy Sector. We know employees and companies alike are looking for solutions to bring more empathy into the workplace, and we are so excited for this rollout. So congratulations to the Serve Indiana team, and we look forward to a successful year in bringing more empathy into the state of Indiana.
Thank you so much, Josh and Rebecca. And again, we'll have more to come about the Empathy Sector in the coming weeks and months and years. And I just want to let you all know that if you would like to know more about the Empathy Sector and the tools and the way to engage and how you can join the Empathy Sector, you can check out our website, as Willie mentioned earlier. And also, we will be hosting an open house virtually on December 15th at noon Eastern Standard Time. You can register on our website or just drop us an email anytime. and we look forward to seeing you on the 15th of December to learn more about the empathy sector. Now, it is my privilege to introduce to you a real supporter of volunteerism and service. Frederick D. Payne is the commissioner of the Indiana Department of Workforce Development. He joined the Department of Workforce Development in December of 2017 as commissioner after being appointed by Governor Eric Holcomb. The commissioner serves as DWD's chief executive. Mr. Payne came to DWD from Honda Manufacturing of Indiana as chief administrator, where he was responsible for the business division, which consisted of all support functions, including legal, IT, accounting, finance, planning, corporate affairs, facilities, administration, and inclusion and diversity. Mr. Payne was one of 3 senior and executive leaders on the company operating committee responsible for overall operations. During his time at Honda Manufacturing of Indiana, Mr. Payne served in a variety of leadership roles, including general counsel, secretary and compliance officer, as well as representing Honda Manufacturing of Indiana across North America and the retirement and 401k and inclusion committees. In addition to his leadership roles, Mr. Payne is credited with starting the following foundational processes and units of Honda Manufacturing Indiana: corporate governance, risk management, and the Office of Inclusion and Diversity. Prior to Honda, Mr. Payne was in private practice representing employers in employment and labor law matters before federal and state courts and government and administrative agencies throughout the United States, such as the National Labor Relations Board, Civil Rights Commissions, and the Department of Labor. Mr. Payne serves as member of the Governor's Workforce Cabinet, chair of the Governor's Health Workforce Council, and the board of directors for the Indy 11 Foundation and Honda Federal Credit Union. He is a graduate of the Indiana University Maurer School of Law and Grambling State University. Commissioner Payne is an enduring champion of the power of volunteerism and service. I have come to know him as a tireless servant leader whom it has been an honor to serve alongside to support Hoosier communities over the years. Please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker, Fred Payne.
Well, thank you, Mark, for the introduction and the opportunity to speak with you here today. But really, today is about you, the people we're here to honor, who served and who are volunteering effortlessly across the state. Now, volunteerism isn't something new to me. As a PK, or a preacher's kid, I started volunteering at an early age, traveling with my mother and father and my siblings to different areas of the city that I grew up in. We did things like helped other people who needed their lawns mowed, all the way to continuously cleaning and helping to move things in and out of the different community centers in our small town. So volunteerism is something that's close to me, it's near to me, and it's dear to me. Now, we're meeting today virtually, and I know soon that we will gather together in person. But as Mark mentioned earlier, we didn't want to wait and let another year pass by without celebrating each of you and the profound work and impact that you're having on our state and the individual communities. Now, we know that the backbone of any strong community is a combination of factors. It's not just one thing. Education, workforce opportunity, good health, the list goes on and on. But volunteering ranks very high up there, and it is a key priority. Now, you're never too young to get started, as you'll see today. And approaching life with a service attitude will benefit not only you, but it will benefit the others in our community and the lives that we touch. Sometimes we don't really know who we're touching. Sometimes we don't really know how we're making another person's life a little bit better. The one thing that we do know is that we wouldn't do it if we didn't volunteer. So let's continue the good work in volunteering. Now, by learning to turn our attention outward, away from ourselves, our phones, or dare I say, our social media feeds, we make time and space to give selflessly to others. Now, we open our hearts and minds to a lifetime and lifestyle of giving, supporting, and serving others when we do that. Now, historically, we've probably thought about volunteering in our free time and space and time away from work. not exactly our home environment, but kind of. And in that extra personal time and extra space, that's sort of allowed. But we're celebrating a new day now, a new day in the workforce in a whole lot of ways. The last 18, 19 months with this pandemic has taught us a heck of a lot. And we're seeing that people are no longer checking their personalities at the door when they go to work, nor do employers want that to happen. People are being encouraged to bring their personalities, their interests, their passions, and their true selves to work. This contributes to a greater diversity and representation of input and ideas, and it benefits the employer as well as the employees. Employers who empower their team to rally around volunteering and give them the time and space to do so see more engaged employees, a stronger organizational culture, and it benefits a lot of things like recruiting and retention, which we need more so than before. Now, I often say when I'm in a meeting with people that there are no bad ideas and that anyone who's sitting around the table, there's only one requirement. That's for you to express your opinion, to talk. The one thing you do not have an option of doing is not participating. That's what we want to do. We want to make sure that we're encouraging everyone who's actually sitting around a table. It could be an actual table, a virtual table, but we want to make sure that everyone's involved and engaged. Because when we have the maximum amount of engagement, we have the maximum amount of ideas, the maximum amount of impact, and the maximum amount of people doing the right thing and having the right outcomes. So along those lines today, we're excited to kick off, new initiatives. You heard a little bit about it earlier called the empathy factor. Now, it's a little bit hard to have empathy when you don't listen and when you don't have a big group of people around and not understanding. So this initiative will provide some training and technical assistance to employers to help create, strengthen, and grow their employee volunteering efforts. Now, it behooves all of us to develop more leaders for our community, at work and at home. We know Hoosiers are, a dedicated type. We've had a long and proud tradition of helping neighbors and those less fortunate. By coming together, we have a greater impact than if any of us were to go it alone. Now, one of my earliest days of really helping someone here in Indiana dates back to when there was a real big flood. There was a huge flood in our neighborhood, and some neighbors of mine and I, we were trying to put some sand piles across the street so that our neighbor's yard wouldn't get soaked. And before then, there were 3 or 4 neighbors that I had never met before. Since that day, we've developed a very strong friendship, and we've done quite a few things together. But we've also understood that there are challenges that we've all had to face. And we've learned to get to know each other over the years. And we understand that we have empathy for each other because there are times when we've all experienced loss, we've all experienced some great challenges, and we've all experienced some very joyous occasions in our lives. So when it comes to Hoosiers, when it comes to being dedicated, we don't have to do a whole lot of big things. There are little things that we do with our neighbors around our towns. And a lot of those things really help ourselves, but they ultimately help some less fortunate people too. And by coming together, we know that the impact that we have on the community will be great. Now, some of these things are very formal, some of them are informal, sort of like what I just mentioned earlier about helping out with the flooding when I first moved to Indianapolis. But regardless of whether it's formal or informal, the community benefits from volunteering. And volunteering benefits when a person decides to give back and to share their time, talent, and energies with others. So let's keep up the great work, and we look forward to seeing what's coming up in the years ahead of us. Now, this virtual environment, it's a new part of our society, but it's not all of our society. One day soon, we'll be back in person and we'll be able to shake hands and we'll be able to really touch elbows. But in the meantime, the impact that people are having, even on the virtual platform, as Mark had mentioned earlier about Samantha, being able to reach out and touch people and teach them to read, even when the odds were against her. Those are the types of things that help move our country, move our state, and move our communities forward. So we expect more of that to come, both virtual and in person, in the future. Now, in the meantime, we're going to get to those service awards. But first, we have some new AmeriCorps members to swear in. So I think that we're able to unmute our phones right now or unmute our computers. And I want to make sure that we're able to do that. So are we able to unmute individuals right now, Mark?
Yes.
Okay, great. So we're able to unmute people, and we're going to do the AmeriCorps pledge. And I'll ask that each one of you who's taken the pledge to go along with me. I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand and repeat after me. I can't see all of you, so I'm just going to assume that you have your right hand raised, and you'll repeat after me. I will get things done for America to make our people safer, smarter, and healthier.
I will get things done to make
I will bring Americans together to strengthen our communities.
I will bring Americans together to strengthen our communities.
Faced with apathy, I will take action.
Faced with apathy, I will take action.
Faced with conflict, I will seek common ground.
Faced with
conflict, I will seek common ground.
we'll seek common ground.
Faced with adversity, I will persevere.
Faced
Faced
with
with adversity, I will persevere.
I will carry this commitment with me this year and beyond.
I will carry
I will
this
carry this commitment this year and beyond.
I am an AmeriCorps member, and I will get things done.
I am an
AmeriCorps member, and I will get things done.
Thank you to AmeriCorps, and thank you for your service. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Payne. Again, it is always, every day, a privilege and honor to get up in the morning and serve alongside you in this great work and service that we get to be a part of. I hope you all were moved by that speech. I sure was. I have a lot to think about now, and certainly have a ton of motivation and energy and inspiration as a result. So thank you so much, Fred, for your words and your time and your service. Always a pleasure. Now let's transition to the awards portion of our ceremony. This is something that is near and dear to our hearts here at Serve Indiana. I'm sorry, I'm going to back up for a second. And before we go to the awards ceremony, I want to talk with you all about the Serve Indiana Ambassador Program, which is something that is near and dear to our hearts. We started this program at the end of 2020 as we tried to search for a way to maintain our relationships with our friends and treasured AmeriCorps alumni and make new connections at the same time during a difficult year where connection was seemingly in short supply. The Serve Indiana Ambassador Program is a unique opportunity for AmeriCorps alumni here in Indiana to be celebrated as an esteemed AmeriCorps alum and promote a term of service at the same time. The Serve Indiana Ambassador Program features these alums through our social media platforms. The program has been an invaluable vehicle to showcase the leadership skills and unique journey each ambassador took to serve. As the program grows and more ambassadors join our network, it will only get stronger with more opportunities for meaningful engagement. As my favorite Ethiopian proverb goes, when spider webs unite, they can tie up a lion. Believe that these ambassadors will absolutely engage their webs to overcome seemingly impossible challenges through the power of each other. Ambassadors, we here at Serve Indiana are so grateful for your service and your continued commitment to your communities. Thank you for sharing time and your Amera story with all of us. Now, everyone, please enjoy this tribute to our amazing ambassadors.
I'm Carrie Hunter. I enjoyed my AmeriCorps experience here in Indiana so thoroughly that it led me on a path to continue in community service. I continue to work to help students across America and also give back in my community. The things I learned in AmeriCorps have stayed with me, as well as all of my friendships and great partnerships I developed back in the 90s.
Greetings from Indiana. My name is Maddie Grimm. I served in AmeriCorps in 2012 as a full-time member. I served in a nature center and I was able to lead hikes for youth in Northwest Indiana. So one of my favorite memories was when I was leading a hike and a frog crossed the trail. Every student had to bring out their cell phone and take a photo of the frog. At that moment, I realized just how much I was having an impact on youth. They're never going to forget that photo, and they're never going to forget the happy memories of nature. That's why I served in AmeriCorps, because youth are our future.
So growing up is hard. You know, a lot of these kids might not have the strongest role models in their life, might not have the strongest base of support. They come here to, you know, be safe, have fun, to learn how to be the 5 values of our organization are caring, productive, responsible, respectful, and safe. We try to make, you know, future great citizens, future great community members for Bloomington, Indiana, the United States. I was invited to do the AmeriCorps oath signing in. It was in South Bend. And I was reading that oath, and, you know, it was the first time, you know, really taking like a oath. I, you know, eventually want to do that kind of stuff with like the Foreign Service and the State Department. And like the last line is, I'm an AmeriCorps member and I will get stuff done. It really means a lot. And I, you know, sometimes when like, you know, I'll be frustrated at work, I'll just remember that. It's a lot of hard work, but I think at the end of it, you would find it really rewarding and really fulfilling.
All right. Isn't that inspirational? I just love all of the AmeriCorps alums in the state, everything that they do every day from their service to support our communities. Now it is my privilege to announce the winners of our 2021 Serve Indiana Awards for Excellence. The Corporate Volunteer Award recognizes any business with a significant presence in Indiana that has made a substantial positive impact in Hoosier communities through contributions of time and talent. The nomination must demonstrate an ongoing community or statewide impact through corporate volunteerism and/or philanthropy. It is my pleasure to present the 2021 Corporate Volunteer Award to One America Financial Partners Incorporated. In 2020, One America became a financial lifeline for those who needed it, said Scott Davidson, One America Chairman, President, and CEO. One America is a proud partner of Ascend Indiana. Ascend Indiana aims to tackle talent gaps head on in a more comprehensive, coordinated fashion than this region ever has attempted, says IBJ editorial staff. As a corporate partner, One America embodies what Ascend Indiana does and represent employers, education providers, community organizations, and philanthropic entities that are committed to growing a talented workforce and thriving economy. Congratulations to the 2021 Serve Indiana Corporate Volunteer Award winner, One America. Thanks for all that you do. Next, we have the Volunteer Program Award. The extraordinary work volunteers accomplish in communities is often driven by an organization or club. This award acknowledges the importance this support can make in community life. The nominees in this category strive to make communities better places to live through a variety of activities or by focusing on one issue of primary importance in their community. The 2021 Volunteer Program Award goes to ProAct Indy. Founded in 2010, ProAct Indy brings together organizations in the city, helping groups cross social, racial, and economic boundaries through meaningful human-centered service projects and social equity training. Providing innovative and unique programs and services to the community, they intentionally connect schools, businesses, and nonprofits to empower their youth and better serve the community. The diverse and experienced team is driven by the desire to change how youth and communities experience one another, as they have engaged over 25,000 Indianapolis residents in human-centered social action through their innovative program called a ProAct Community, which addresses poverty and prevents or reduces societal issues and racism by breaking down silos among the education, nonprofit, and business sectors through intentional community engagement. ProAct Indy's programs have engaged 17,283 youth in public service to the Indianapolis community and 5,320 adult volunteers, grossing an economic impact of nearly $1 million of volunteer work to the central Indiana community. Isn't that amazing? They have also cultivated a partnership network of 142 community partners comprised of schools, businesses, nonprofits, faith-based communities. We are super privileged to have them in the Indianapolis community and beyond. Congratulations, ProAct Indy. Next up, we have the Youth Volunteer Service Award. Our next award recognizes a user under 18 years of age who has made significant contributions through volunteer efforts and has served as a model and inspiration to other young volunteers. This individual is active in their community and works hard to make a difference. It is a privilege to present Vani Sharma with the 2021 Youth Volunteer Service Award. Vani Sharma is a 14-year-old high school sophomore at Fishers High School in Indiana. In 2018, she created a platform called EASE, Educate, Achieve, Smile, and Empower. How awesome is that? She created this for her community service activities with an emphasis on kindness. About 10 years ago, Vani's older sister, Anitha, was hospitalized at Riley Hospital for Children for major brain surgery. She saw firsthand how the volunteers at Riley's Hospital prepared and served meals for the families at the hospital. Vani was inspired by her own experience to help parents and family members residing at the hospital, and the immense joy she got out of service has been priceless. With her help from friends and family, Vani has been able to serve meals to over 5,000 families at Riley over the years. She has also given talks at several local schools about her initiative and service projects. Under her platform, EASE, she has organized several service initiatives and service projects, which have included book and toy drives, food drives, and virtual talent showcases that included more than 100 youth from around the world. Vani has also facilitated the donation of over 1,000 cloth mats over the course of this pandemic. Vani has also facilitated donation drives that have collected over 5,000 items for the people in the community. Vani believes that every act of kindness can be contagious, that can make this world a better place for everyone to live. I can say that I feel like I'm slacking listening to what Vani has achieved in her 14 years of life. What an amazing leader. Our future is bright with leaders like Vani in it. Congratulations, Vani.
Hi, my name is Vani Sharma, and I'm a sophomore at Fishers High School. I'm so honored and humbled to be the recipient of the 2021 Serve Indiana Youth Volunteerism Award. I want to dedicate this award to the people who made each event and service project possible. Firstly, thank you to Mrs. J for noticing and nominating me for this award, and thank you to Fishers High School for all of the support. A huge thank you goes out to my family for teaching me the value of service from a young age and for always supporting me in all of my endeavors. I would like to express my gratitude to my friends and community who have helped in conceptualizing and creating my personal initiative EASE, Educate, Achieve, Smile, and Empower for continuing my service efforts. Finally, thank you to the Serve Indiana Committee for this honor to encourage the youth. My journey of service doesn't end here. I'm looking forward to continue being a servant leader and sharing the joy of service in my community. Thank you so much.
Keep serving on, Vani. Thanks so much. Next up, we have the Volunteerism Award. Volunteerism Award recognizes a Hoosier 18 years of age or older who has made a significant contribution through their personal volunteer efforts and who serves as a model and inspiration to other Hoosier volunteers. This year's winner has been making a difference during the hardest moment. The 2021 Serve Indiana Award for Volunteerism goes to Maggie Sikora Black. Maggie has been volunteering with VNA Hospice of Northwest Indiana since December 2018, after taking an early retirement following the loss of her husband. She worked for many years as a human resource director and never missed a day of work. Maggie is known as the taskmaster and can handle anything thrown at her. Both Maggie's husband and mother were lovingly taken care of in the VA hospice services in their final days. Maggie was very familiar with the care and services that VNA Hospice offers and finds great purpose in giving back to other families in this way. In addition to patient volunteering and offering office volunteering, Maggie took on a role as member of our We Honor Veterans Committee in the summer of 2020. In total, Maggie has been able to assist about 4 individual families and 80 of the staff members at VNA Hospice since the beginning of her volunteer role in 2018. This committee was responsible for helping VNA to attain its level 5 partnership with We Honor Veterans, making VNA the only hospice provider in Northwest Indiana to have this distinction and only the 7th in the entire state. She has served over 406 volunteer hours. Every special event, fundraiser, or outing Maggie attends, she is described as a shining light. Congratulations, Maggie.
Thank you so very much for bestowing the 2021 Service Indiana Award for volunteering on me. I had no idea that I had been nominated until the morning that I received the phone call to tell me that I had won. I was rendered speechless. And for anyone who knows me, they will tell you that's impossible. I am so humbled that the VNA Hospice nominated me for this award. I am so passionate about what I do because of them. The VNA Hospice took care of my late husband and mother with such compassion and dignity that I knew at some point I wanted to give back. I understand what it means to keep a loved one at home and the challenges that presents. When I retired in 2018, I knew I had to have something meaningful to fill the void, so I started volunteering my time. Knowing what I do makes a positive impact on others and has helped to make best days possible at the end of their loved ones' lives brings me great joy. I have met so many wonderful people that have enriched my life beyond measure.
Ooh, what an inspiration. Our next award recognizes a Hoosier who is an exemplary national service member, serving in a position supported by AmeriCorps. We are happy to present Alina Fennell with the 2021 National Service Member Award. Alina is a resident of Indianapolis, Indiana. She attended Purdue University before taking a gap year and serving as a public ally at Public Allies Indianapolis. She has since been accepted to Columbia University and has begun this fall. After her first year of college, Alina found herself in search of opportunities that would provide her with a deeper sense of fulfillment and clear community impact. She came across the Public Allies program and decided to participate. She was connected with Peace Learning Center in Indianapolis and was struck by its mission and work in the community. In the year that Alina served at Peace Learning Center, she served over 5,600 hours and thousands of adults by facilitating programs focused on equity, social-emotional learning, and restorative justice. She has also sat on the marketing committee that has been instrumental in raising awareness of the Peace Learning Center's programs and organizational mission. Through her guidance, they have been able to engage with younger audience, finding volunteers and mission supporters. She created a 3-part series for the organization on the history of race in the United States of America. This 9-hour workshop series features amazing resources, facilitation training, and an extreme thoroughness that elevates the professionalism and content of equity work for the whole organization. The director of engagement, Jay Horan, says of Alina, quote, "I cannot wait to see what she accomplishes at Columbia. The rest of the world deserves to also benefit from her light, and I am thrilled for them to bask in it." Congratulations, Lena, from going from a public ally to an Ivy League student.
Hello, I'm very grateful and honored to be awarded Serve Indiana's National Service Member Award. I'd first like to thank Peace Learning Center for not only nominating me, but for giving me boundless opportunities to expand my capacity for learning and creating. My time spent with Peace Learning Center has been by far the most transformational period of my life. I'd like to personally thank Liz, Lisa, Naima, Brooke, Christina, Tim, Jay, Claire, Dantania, Tiffany, and Ileana for all of your support, advice, creative ideas during my time at Peace Learning Center. I'd also like to thank Public Allies for giving me the opportunity to serve with Peace Learning Center. Once again, thank you so much. I'm very honored.
Our final award this afternoon is for Lifetime Achievement Volunteer. This category recognizes someone who has exhibited a lifetime commitment to service in their community. Uniquely, this year we have this really unique opportunity to honor not one, but 2 truly deserving individuals. We just couldn't give them to one with these 2 stories and the impact that these 2 humans have given over their lifetime in our communities. First, we have Cordelia Lewis Burks. She has dedicated her life to the service of others. Beyond her career as a licensed practical nurse, she has worked tirelessly for inclusion, equality, and justice. Her life's work remains in getting more people engaged in civic life. Cordelia started volunteering from the moment she arrived in Indiana in 1959. She was a charter member of the National Council of Negro Women. She is known for her bipartisan efforts to increase civic engagement in voting. Most recently, Cordelia is working with Women for Change as a change maker to address the issue of sexual violence in Indiana. As a board member of the Indianapolis Children's Museum, Cordelia has worked hard to make sure that all children at every economic level have access to this world-class facility. Finally, we honor Bruce Bender. He is a retired police officer with over 24 years of service with the city of Marion, Indiana, and the United States Army Military Police. Since retirement from law enforcement, he became the Director of Emergency Management and Homeland Security for Grant County, Indiana, for 12 years, retiring in 2017 with 37 years of public service. 4 months after retirement, Bruce was asked to come back as a consultant for Grant County EMA DHS and was hired as Deputy Director. Now, as of March 2019, he has taken over EMA DHS as director for the 2nd time. Bruce retired again at the end of 2019 with 40 years of service in public safety for his community. Bruce has also been involved with martial arts since 1969. He currently holds a 6th degree black belt in judo and a 4th degree black belt in jiu-jitsu. He is a lifetime member of the United States Judo Association and a member of USA Judo. He is a certified international coach, regional referee, and Kaida instructor. In 1998, Bruce started a judo program in Indiana that provides classes to kids and adults at no cost to the players. He has taught many self-defense and awareness seminars around the area and sponsored the Grant County Domestic Violence Awareness Division at Indiana Wesleyan University. Whew. Congratulations to both Cordelia and Bruce for being Lifetime Achievement Award recipients. What an honor to be in your presence.
Good afternoon to the members of the Serve Indiana Government Awards for Excellence Committee. I thank you. I am pleased yet humbled to accept this award. So be assured that I accepted, recognizing contributions of those who have gone before me. Jacob Rallis, the Danish-born journalist and reformer, observed, "When nothing seems to help, I look to the stone cutter, who hammers away at his rock perhaps 100 times without striking a crack. Yet at the 101st blow, it split in two, and he knew it was not that blow that did it, but all of the blows that had gone before. I have not struck all of those 101 blows myself, but as Thomas Edison said, I started where the last person left off. I know that others have made contributions and served as role models to the rest of us. My contributions have been add-on to theirs. I accept your acknowledgement on behalf of those who have given their time to prepare the path to make our community, our state, and our country a better place to live. I thank you for recognizing me in this meaningful way as I strike another blow or two against the problems that threaten to keep us apart and from success. I look forward to meeting the next stone cutter who steps forward. I thank you."
Thank you, Serve Indiana, for bestowing this Lifetime Achievement Award on me. Thank you to my daughter, Stephanie, for the nomination and the research of all the testimonials from past students and colleagues. It was a very humbling experience. Now we have another group that would like to say thank you.
Come on up here. Hi, we're coming. Get on in here. Come on up here, guys. Okay, we all want to say thank you to Serve Indiana. Thank you very much.
Thank you to all the award nominees and award winners. And before we conclude this afternoon, I just want to give special thanks to our very own Serve Indiana commissioners. These commissioners rise to the service as volunteers to support the strategy, implementation, and development of our state service plan and the engagement of thousands of AmeriCorps members in Indiana every day. Those include Commissioners Aaron Busk, Catherine Clayton, Jane Crady, Mark Utzler, Shannon Frederick, Laura Hodges, Medea Oaks, Brian Sheehan, Matthew Stackler, David Reingold, Sarah Waddle, and last but not least, our Vice Chair Joe Yoakum and our very special Chair Stephanie Sebastian. That we could not do this without their leadership, support, and service. Thank you so much. I also want to give a special thanks to Ask Fellow, America's Service Commission's fellow, an expert storyteller, and just an incredible social innovator, Maura Kelly, for all of your support and service as we prepared for these Serve Indiana Awards for Excellence. But the most important special thanks I want to give is to the Serve Indiana team. And folks, I just want to tell you that we have the privilege of working with some of the most talented humans not in the business, right? So these folks get up every day and they figure out all of the complicated issues that are involved with community service and AmeriCorps service. They engage everything that they have to ensure that our communities are supported with their service efforts. And it is a real distinct privilege, and it's hard for me not to get emotional and talking about them in the service that they do. But just, thank you so much to our Director of Grants, Cassandra Kellogg-Gillingwater, our Director of Programs, Willie Brooks, and our Communications and Training Program Manager, Kim Woods. A special shout out to Kim Woods, who tirelessly puts together this awards event. Clap it up for Kim. You saw her at the beginning. She is a tremendous asset to our state. And with that, I just want to share so much gratitude, so much love, and so much empathy for you all. We can't wait to connect. Congratulations to the award winners. Thank you so much, Commissioner Payne, for your words and support. We'll see you all out in community. Take care.